My hair's probably a mess. I know it. I know it's sticking up. What's up, everyone? It's your girl Jay, and welcome to Weekly Roundup, a show where I talk about the hottest things that happened in K-pop this week. Where today. Okay, so I'm just a bit hyped because there's a lot of stuff to talk about. Anyway, so let's start off with the first story, which is actually a story that I had to debate back and forth when it came to talking about it, but I decided to in the end, I should talk about it because someone's about to be dragged. I have to drag somebody. This dragging was necessary for me to convey, so I had to talk about it in order to do that. So basically, this whole Kaistal thing, ever since it was announced that Crystal and Kai were a couple, it seemed like it was gonna turn out to be a Yuna and Seunggi thing where, yeah, it was kind of shocking when it was announced, but everyone just came to accept it. But it just seems like every time I turn a corner, there's someone else just trying to bring up crap to make it a bigger issue than it was, because I don't know, there's some people out there that legit want this to end up in the way that Baekhyun and Taeyeon ended up, where it was a big crisis and, you know, they had their own fans hating them and things like that. So people keep pulling out things from the woodworks. So the most latest installment of this fiasco is this post going around currently that an employee that works at this random convenience store made. And basically this employee claims that Kai has been coming to that store for a while now, and recently Crystal goes there too. But anyway, the point of the whole entire post was that they uploaded a picture of a receipt from one of their purchases, and it listed, you know, like normal things, like you had vanilla candy, caramel candy, juice, but at the very end of the receipt was proof that one of them had purchased condoms. So there you go. Now, this story, as much as I want to go like, hey, this story makes me so mad because it's such a gross invasion of privacy, and it's just proof and like a testament to the fact that people literally think celebrities are their playthings. Because I mean, well, let me get to the straight thing. There's nothing wrong with having sex, and at the end, like in the very base of the story, we don't know if this is true. This might just be some random person who just wanted some attention or something like that, or wanted to stir crap and just decided to pull this crap or whatever. But even whether it's true or not, now the story's out there, and now we have a situation where people are talking about and thinking about this couple's sex life or what they may or may not do, and I feel like I hope this person's proud of themselves. Like, I don't even know what to say. And it's just like, you know that the person was trying to be petty and was trying to start stuff and was trying to just be extra, because it's like, you know, if that last purchase wasn't on there, we would have never saw an uploaded version of this receipt. The only reason they did it is because they wanted to start crap, and it's just like, is this a game to you? Is this a game to you? No, but like seriously, is this like a game? Is somebody's life and somebody's personal private, like details of their personal private life a game to you? Like, is it fun that now that you threw that out there, people are gonna have speculations and talk about, you know, this, that, and the third, and people who have I don't know, qualms about sex before marriage are going to be judging them and things like that. Like, it's just so gross that somebody would do that. And what really makes me mad is the fact that this person, you know, just random employee, uploaded this post, and now even if people do drag them on the internet, gets to hide behind this anonymity because it's just a random user and a random post. We don't know who we're directing these, like, this disappointment and these draggings towards. And the person, if they decide they want to log off and they don't really care about what people are saying about, you know, the OP of the post, they can. But the thing is, now Crystal, they don't get, or sorry, Kaistal, they don't get that opportunity to just, you know, not just decide to not, you know, not see this or not have it affect them, because now they're not anonymous in this situation. People know, from what the OP said, or sorry, the poster said, people, it's a post about them too, so people know who they're talking about, and now they're gonna get all the criticism. And it's for doing what? Trying to be careful, because even in the original post, the poster says, the employee of the convenience store says that they're wearing masks, so clearly they didn't want to be bothered, they didn't want to be spotted, and yet you turn around and do this anyway. Like, what's wrong with you, dude? Like, why are you doing that to people? And it's just, and like I said, it's just really annoying, because to that person, it was probably just, hey, I have some dirt on Kaistal, let me upload it. But now both of them have to like deal with people just now like talking about and like making speculations about what they do in their private life when it's really nobody's business anyway. So like, honestly, this is gonna sound harsh, but I really do hope that that person does get fired, because regardless of whether it was Kaistal or not, because it's no secret that I'm a big Kai and Crystal fan, but like I feel like even if it was just a regular person, you wouldn't upload to the internet somebody like some random shopper's receipt, because regardless if it has whatever it has on it, that's not anyone's business, and you shouldn't be putting people's business without their permission. So just like for any other person, I feel like this was wrong, and I feel like this deserves a firing. And if that person happens to own the store, I hope they fire themselves out of a cannon. Speaking of a Jung's sister, business goddess Successica Jung is gonna go on Radio Star. Now this is actually really funny because I talked about Radio Star in my last video, but for those of you who didn't watch that, go back and watch it. And for now, I'll just explain what it is. It's basically a show that's really popular for its hard-hitting questions. They really come for the guests. They don't hold anything back. They ask uncomfortable things. They ask controversial things. And they just really like stick it to you. So of course, it's very risky for Jessica to go on here because there's still a lot of details missing. And it's still a lot of speculation and curiosity when it comes to Jessica's removal from the group SNSD back in 2014. I mean, we've got some statements from SM. The girls from SNSD have occasionally talked about it. Jessica has even done a magazine interview where she talked about it, but we've never really gotten a concrete 100% story. So of course, everyone is very curious and very excited to see what questions they'll ask her regarding this issue and what she'll say on it. Now, I feel like this is a very peculiar situation because Kyuhyun, one of the MCs on Radio Star, is an SM idol. So because of that, a lot of people see that he's Team SM, which makes him Team SNSD, and he's gonna go hard on Jessica and try the best, I guess, to make her look bad or something. Now, I feel like that comes from the mindset that if you're a fan of SNSD or if you're on the side of SNSD, you have to be anti-Jessica and vice versa. But in my opinion, it's no secret that Kyuhyun and Jessica are friends, or I guess to say were friends at least. So I feel like you could take another approach and say if he's all of a sudden really cold and mean to Jessica and tries to act like they're not cool with each other, a lot of people might see that as him only turning on her and being cold to her and trying to throw her these hard questions to make SM look good and to make SNSD look good. So in that instance, he might be criticized for being flaky. So either way, I feel like this is gonna be actually a really hard episode for Kyuhyun, if anything. Now, first for Jessica, I always thought that she was very clever, very witty, very sharp tongue, and I feel like there's no way she's gonna come out of here looking worse unless you already don't like Jessica and you have no intention of letting anything she says change your mind about that. I feel like she's always been very cool, calm, and collective, and even since, you know, the departure, since her exposing and saying they kicked her out, anything regarding SNSD and any questions about SNSD, she's been really cool, calm, and collected about it, you know, besides hashtag just because, but that is a whole nother story. So I feel like she's not gonna come up here and try to drag SNSD, but what she is gonna do though, I feel like she's gonna give an honest opinion on her side of the story if those kind of questions do come out. As for Kim Gura, I read somewhere that he was actually pretty pro Jessica when the whole ordeal of her getting removed from SNSD first came up. So maybe he still retains some of those feelings and he'll be pretty easy on her. But either way, I have to say I'm really, really excited because if she does reveal new details about how her removal from SNSD went down, I feel like it will just jumpstart that whole conversation once again in the K-pop fandom. But what I really hope will happen is that what she says will clear up some of the major issues and we can have both sides not dragging each other anymore. So for this last story, getting a bit emotional. So Big Hit, I think I'm tired. Like I've grown weary. They have this thing where they just, when they want to, they'll just throw out teasers and they'll just throw out full music videos. No countdown, no anything. So I'm never ready. I don't know when it's coming. So when it does, of course I'm gonna faint. Of course I'm gonna fall on the floor. Of course I'm gonna start hyperventilating because I didn't have time to prepare. Big Hit, I did not. So if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, this morning BTS released a teaser for their new MV, I guess for their new comeback. for the song Fire. So I didn't get to actually talk about this in the last video where I talked about their comeback, but it has been revealed, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life Part 3, and it's actually, I was actually right, because I actually predicted that it was a compilation album of the songs on Part 1 and Part 2, as well as some new songs. So one of the new songs, oh, and it also has, oh my god guys, it has a full-length version of House of Cards. Big hit. Do you have me bugged in here? Because clearly you've been listening to me. You have. Y'all better give me some royalties for that idea. Anyway, Fire was one of the songs that was listed, that was one of the new songs of part of their album, and I'm guessing it will be the title track, because here we have this teaser for this new music video, and just so many feelings. First of all, you have the opening when Suga comes up, and I guess, I don't know, he's making a deal with the devil. He's looking super retro, and can I just have a moment to talk about how I just love BTS's style. Ever since the beginning of the I Need You era, their stylists have been on their game, and everything since then has just been so on point, and including this, like, oh, it's just so good. It's so good. I love it so much. But you have him here in this opening scene. He comes up with this like cassette tape player. He shakes the devil's hand, or what I assume to be the devil. I don't know. Maybe he's selling his soul to the devil to make sure this next song is a bop, and I think he did, because from the teaser it sounds like it's about to be a bop. So then it just goes into this like these multitude of scenes where they're just partying. They're in a club for one of the scenes, and I almost it had, I don't know if y'all saw Mome by Jay Park, but it had that kind of lighting, and I was like, they're in the club. And just like the scene where they're dancing in this pool, they look so good. The choreography already looks freaking good. And let me actually just have a moment to talk about Blonde Jin, because this was the thing that has been like, I don't know if I can say haunting me, but just like taking over my life ever since they revealed those teaser pictures a couple days ago. Like, I think I'm a Jin stan now. Like, Suga who? Who is that? Who is Jimin? I'm a Jin stan. I've always been a Jin stan. Please don't, I don't know who those other people are. But they all looked really, really good. Like gray hair Suga, that is becoming one of my new faves. When I saw that Jimin went back to black hair, I was actually kind of like, aw, because I really like him in light colors. And I thought the orange that he had for the Run era was really perfect. And I was like, they need to keep this hair on him forever. So when he went back to dark, I was just kind of like, aw, but he looked really good. J-Hope looks good. Jungkook looks handsome. Rapman. Who did you get in a fight with? Which stylist, Nuna, did you fight with to have that hairstyle? Why do this to him? Why? Now, V is V, so like he'll always be super handsome, but like that hair color, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I don't think it's that great. Like, it's not terrible, but I feel like the blonde was just so like heavenly that like they should have just kept that. The best part about this comeback is that, so let me preface this by saying I do appreciate I Need You. I do appreciate Run, but I don't really like sad BTS or emotional BTS as much as I like dope BTS and Bapse BTS, where they're just, you know, being lit and having fun, stuff like that. I mean, I can appreciate like a deep message and like a deep concept, but more than anything, I want to like get my life to like a really cool bop, and like with like a really nice bass line and a really nice beat and things like that. And so when I listened to Fire and it was giving me like Bapse, dope vibes, I was so excited, because even if they're only promoting this song for a week, this is their title track and it's a fast track, so we get like that fun hype BTS as our main BTS this time. And it kind of makes sense, because with Forever Young it was more in the style of like I Need You and Run, where it was a bit more deeper and a bit more slower. It was kind of like borderline ballad, so they almost kind of switched it, because the way I kind of see it was that with I Need You, with I Need You, they had I Need You, the emotional song, then they followed up with Dope. So it's almost like a switch this time, where they had Forever Young Forever as the first song, and then they switched it up with this Fire song. I'm just really happy because it looked so freaking cool, and I'm just so excited. You know, I'm a born again BTS stan now that I'm a Jin bias, so Jin fighting, right? Okay. JK, I stand Suga still, but Jin is really fine. That's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to convey. So that's it for this episode of Weekly Roundup. But of course, guys, I want to know what you think. What do you think about this messy convenience store employee posting Kai's alleged convenience store receipt? How hard do you think they'll be on Jessica when she guests on Radio Star? What do you think about the teaser to BTS's new song Fire? What do you think about their impending comeback? And will it be a bop? The answer is yes. That's it for today, and see you next time on Weekly Roundup featuring Jay. Forever, I am young.